Texas State. Yeah, it's like I my degree and everything, you know.
Yes, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this.
And
You can give me a countdown. Or
I think we're ready anytime. Are you still okay to do questions, or you want me to just look at on my phone?
I got the iPad, so I'll answer the questions that they're asking.
Okay.
And you guys can answer them.
All right.
In 3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, so if you notice there is a superstar next to me and it's Friday, we're excited because the weekend is here.
it's Friday.
If for any reason you were feeling down, you will quickly become happy after hearing from Uche,
What's up, y'all? How are you guys?
our American Idol superstar.
Thank you.
No, thank
I feel
you.
special.
Thank
I
you.
feel special.
You may remember you were with us a few weeks
Yeah,
ago,
yeah. Right
and
after
you
I
lit
got off
up
the
the
show.
entire newsroom.
Dude,
And
because y'all are lit. Y'all be thinking they're just these, robot professionals. They out here turning up.
let them know.
They're really
let
dope.
them know.
They're really dope. During the commercial breaks. Oh, I'm just
Don't give away too many secrets here. We're here to talk about your secrets, Uche, not ours. Okay, so feel free to spill anything that you want to.
I love spilling some tea.
But no, really, we are so happy to have you
Thank you
back
for having me
here.
back,
And the
yeah.
cool thing is that American Idol did just end, and you were part of the finale. Talk about life on American Idol. What is that like?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not even gonna try to lie about it. It's like a lot of pressure. I think that's why they throw us through Hollywood Week. Like, you do your audition and it's real cute, you get your little gold card, and they literally throw you into boot camp the next week. And I know even when I was talking to Katie, they do that on purpose. Like, they do Hollywood Week, and you can ask any of us, we all have PTSD from Hollywood Week.
Well, why though?
Because it is just, okay, so this is your dream, right? You want to give it your all. So no matter what, you're working at 200%, right? To make sure your performance is right. That takes rehearsal, that takes time, that takes learning new songs. It's 3 rounds back to back to back to back. And you get no sleep. So the day starts at 5 a.m., everyone does their thing, you're rehearsing the whole time, the day doesn't end till 12 a.m., and then you have a 4 a.m., 3 a.m. call time. You have 3 hours or 4 hours in the night to rehearse for the next day. And then in between everything, you're getting slammed to do interviews, you're getting, cameras in your face, you know what I mean? It's just a lot. And a lot of us have never had to do all of, you know what I mean? For me, if I'm rehearsing, I like to go away and rehearse. But I'm having to rehearse in front of everybody, and then in between rehearsing, do takes on the camera, do interviews, you know what I mean? And then have to perform at 100%. And it's just a lot. It literally feels like boot camp. I remember I busted out in tears on the 3rd day because I just couldn't deal. I was like, you know what? I'm going home. I can't handle this.
So do you feel like there really is an emotional pressure? So I love reality shows, and I always loved America's Next Top Model, and the girls after a while would kind of just start to crack up,
literally
and they would
just go
just have
crazy.
outbursts, and you'd be like, dang, why is she tripping like
it's
that? Do
because
people start to feel that
Oh
way?
yeah, no, yeah. And for me, I'm a very loving person, and so I'm not gonna do that. But I just broke down in tears. I was just I literally can't do this. This is too, and then it's you put pressure on yourself because you want to continue to move forward. And then the pressure of them putting you in the line of 10 and knowing that somebody's getting cut, and you just hoping it's not, it's just so much mental anguish trying to get through Hollywood Week and then keep a smile on your face for the cameras that it's just hard, dude. It is so hard. And so I know they do it on purpose. So having gone through Hollywood Week, the rest of the competition was a breeze in terms of the pressure level, because it's I think they use it to weed out the weak from the strong, and getting through it and knowing that I could get through something like that. And what really got me through was God, because on that 3rd day when I was breaking down, acting crazy, I prayed. I was like, Lord God, I really need your strength right now, because if I don't have your strength, I'm not getting through this last song, Scars Too Beautiful, which I did. And I had no voice, actually. I don't know if you guys watched the show, but the kid Nate who went to the hospital for losing his voice, he was my roommate.
Oh wow.
And so when I woke up, whatever he had just jumped to my throat, and I didn't have a voice on the 3rd day. And so on top of everything, I didn't have a voice. And I was about to just go on stage and just fail because I couldn't sing. And I got on my hands and knees and prayed literally in the middle of the audience. Katie and Lionel and Luke were sitting up there, everyone's there, and I was like, you know what, screw it, I need to pray. So I got on my hands and knees in the middle of the auditorium and prayed, and right before I got on stage, my voice came back.
Wow.
And I did Scars Too Beautiful, and I got through, so.
Wow. And from there, I guess you just kind of have to keep yourself hyped up, because it's interesting to me that you say the boot camp is the most stressful part, because to me, I guess after that, And if you didn't break down and you survived that, it feels like it'd be scary to still go out on national television in front of these audiences.
You make a really good point, and I guess that's the other hurdle. So you get through the boot camp, and then you have all these performances that aren't on TV yet. You know what I mean? Because there's like a lot, we film a lot of it before the live shows beforehand. So you do all these performances, you know you're going through, like, you're on a high, because it's like, you're living your best life, because you just got, like, I think top 14 wasn't where it was when we started going live, and top 40 was like right after Hollywood Week. So you have all these rounds of like 6, 7 performances that aren't on TV. No, you don't have anybody's opinion. And you're just like chilling, like, yeah, I'm on television, I'm doing good in the show. And then boom, the first episode airs. And, my first episode wasn't my best performance, you know what I mean? I wasn't very proud of it. And then you get a lot of people's opinions. There's so many opinions. And I've never had to deal with it. A lot of us have never had to deal with it. I've never been famous before. Like, I've never been on TV before. You know what I mean? And so it hurts when the negative ones come through your notifications. Like, imagine, like, you sleep, you have your notifications on, you wake up, and you just going through your phone, like, you wake up and look at your phone, and then it's boom, notifications. Ooh, you suck while you're on the show.
So you're seeing all of these things because, in a lot of other things, when people are kind of isolated from the public, they don't have their phones, they're not exposed to all of that, I guess, so that you don't mistakenly give a spoiler, but you still have access to your phone and everything.
And I was so dumb to think that I should not have turned off my notifications, because I was getting notifications after that first audition, like, if Simon was on the show, this boy wouldn't. It was so bad at first, and then, I just came back swinging, like Katie said, with Scars You're Beautiful, and then with Play That Funky Music, with Figures, with the Shaggy duet. Like, I was like, after that first audition, I was like, nah, we're not playing anymore. Like, this is TV. This is not time to, like, give half. You know what I mean? Like, kill it. And so that was my mindset. And so thank God I was able to do something at least to get me to the top 10.
Were there any people within the competition that you were really close to?
I was really, really close with everybody. The weird thing about this season, and even the production was saying, they're like, y'all are like really friends. And I'm like, yeah, is that not normal? And they're like, no. No, because like, I guess because there's so much pressure, and maybe like, it just kind of, it makes it hard to, I don't know, for past seasons. Our season was dope. We all really, really got along. We all went out together. Like, we all, I was just literally texting Lacey earlier. Like, it's just.
Yeah, I was going to say Lacey K. Booth, who is from Livingston, another Texas person who competed on the show. You guys are friends.
Yeah, like, that's my homegirl. Like, she's one of my best friends. And, like, we did a cover together that we're gonna put out in a couple days of Buy You a Drink. We were just chilling, like, let's do a song. And me, her, and Demetrius, like, we all really, really get along, and we all support each other, and we all are able to be each other's like shoulder to cry on. Because me and Lacey have a problem of like, there might be 100, 200 great positive comments, and when we see one that's bad, our day is like ruined. We're like, okay, well, I suck. Why am I even here? And so we were able to like lean on each other and lift each other up. In situations like that, but it's really cool. It's a nice idol family that we have. I have brothers and sisters all over the country now. Yeah.
What was it like for you performing? I think it was in the finale when you performed as Kool in the Gang. So legends like that. I mean, okay, I checked you out on social media, and performing with legends apparently is no strange thing to you. That's just kind of who you are and what you do. So. Kool in the Gang. Like, what was that like?
That was wild. Can I tell y'all how I found out? I found out when y'all found out. I didn't get no call. I didn't get no behind the scenes like, hey, da 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 da. When that commercial hit the TV, I was like, oh, Kool in the Gang. And so I was like super excited, and they were so dope, and it was just nice to bring some funk on that stage, because I really don't think it kind of like. We don't really have any artists that are really doing funk right now, like, you know what I mean? Other than like Bruno a little bit, but that's it really. And so it was nice to put it on national television, and like this music that has like been the rock and the foundation for so many other different styles of music. You know what I mean? George Clinton, who flew me out to his honor event like 2 weeks ago. So many rappers are sampling him. Many, like a lot of the music that we listen to today is sampled off of this, funk music, and that's my vibe, So it was so nice to bring that on that stage and give reverence to like these incredible men who have paved the way for so many of us.
But also, you said George Clinton flew you out. He said it really casually, as if that happens to all of us. How did that even come about?
It was wild. Well, so what? It started with a phone conversation. So it was about the time whenever we were in Disneyland, when we went to Disneyland for Top 10. I got like a call from my friend Catherine, who's friends with all of them. And she was like, hey, I got someone on the line for you. I was like, Catherine, who you got on the line for me? Because you never know with Catherine. Because Catherine she know everybody. And she was like, oh yeah, put me on the phone. Hey, what's up, man? I'm like, hey. He's like, it's George. I was like, George at the Jungle, George Clinton. I said, I fell out.
Well, don't fall out here because I don't know if I can pick you back up. He's really tall, by the way. So.
Literally, it was George Clinton. He was just telling me how proud he was of me. He was just telling me he was just like, I've seen a lot of artists. Like, I've seen a lot. He was like, but I haven't freaked out over anybody in a long, long time. And he was like, thanking me. I was like, what you thanking me for? He said he was thanking me because all the performing artists, all the people that really held it down on the stage, all his friends are gone. They passed away. You know what I mean? Rick, Michael, everybody.
Yeah.
And those are really his friends. Like, he knows them, and he's like, they're all gone. And he's like, to see kind of this new generation, to have someone like you to hold it down for those that we've lost, it meant a lot to him. He said he got emotional. He said he threw a shoe at the TV with my finesse performance. He's like, yes, get it, boy.
Oh, wow.
And so it really meant a lot to me. I started crying. You already know I'm extra, but it just like that. He's royalty. You know what I mean, in the industry. He's that dude, George Clinton, Funkadelic Parliament, and it was really nice to hear from him. So he vibes with me. He said, whatever you need, I got you. You know what I mean? He said, he rocks with me. So he flew me out the next couple weeks later for he had a little event in LA honoring him and everything he's done for the industry. And we hung out, turned up. He was trying to get me to go on stage, but he couldn't find me because I was in the VIP area. You know, he got me a VIP wristband. I was feeling real cool. And so it was a good time to kind of chill with my hero.
Well, you know what? You are that dude, Uche, because you have a show here in Houston next week, I think.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure everyone knows about that.
Yeah,
so tell
you
us
guys
about your
come
show.
out. It's on May 31st, next Friday, next weekend. Y'all come through, turn up. It's gonna be dope, bro. I've literally been rehearsing and pissing people off at the gym because I run a lot, but I also sing when I run to keep up my stamina for the dancing thing. And some people just want you to shut up. I'm like, listen, I got a show next week. I love you so much, but let me just finish this last 30 minutes. I'll be out of your hair. Let me just because I can't be upstairs on stage because I wanted to hit a dance break. And so I'm been preparing for that. So it's gonna be dope. We have general admission tickets for $20, and we have a VIP experience with yours truly. It's gonna be you get skipped line, a VIP table, and then a VIP after party with me. Y'all know if anybody could sign up,
it's you. Well, on top of the music, you were telling me that you were also a college graduate, a recent college graduate.
He has an education.
Yes.
Yeah, I got my degree last August. I did 2 years at SMU and 2 years at Texas State, and majored in psychology, minored in business administration.
Wow.
So I wanted to get my degree, especially as a black man in America. I wanted to have my degree, and that's something that my mom pushed for that I didn't understand at first. It's like, Mom, I just want to go be a star. She's like, okay, that's fine and all, but you're gonna get your degree.
Right.
And then as I got closer to it, and I kind of started to realize the world that we live in, and living in America, as a guy who looks like me, I should have my degree. I should really, really have my degree. So I got it, and then look what God did after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got that.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so
We've
much,
heard so
Laura.
many awesome stories about graduates who are just doing exceedingly great things, and you're one of them.
Thank you so much. It's a super incredible networking pool that people don't realize college is. Being in college, I got to open for B.O.B. because one of the girls who was running it was
Wow.
lived across the hall. You know what I mean? So many you meet so many people who go on to do great things, and you stay connected with them. And that's even some of the meetings I've had now have been my manager's college friends. It's just college is important to me. I think everybody should snag up the degree real quick, and then keep it pushing, do whatever you want.
Okay, I want to talk about something else fun too.
Yeah.
On top of your education, I saw that there was one performance you wore this necklace that kind of looks like an infinity stone.
Oh yeah, did you
Are
see
you
that?
big? I did, and I bring it up because, I loved Avengers Endgame, and we've been talking about it nonstop. So,
fire.
what you saw the movie? What did you think
Dude,
about it? I guess no spoilers,
dude.
although by now
Nope. If
I
you
think we're
haven't seen
allowed
it by
to give
now,
spoilers.
Then you're not a real fan.
I think
and
the
we're-
directors told
we're
us
gonna
that's
spoil
okay,
it. Yeah, we're
but-
gonna spoil it. Dude, I'm just saying, like, if you haven't seen it, then you're not a real fan. The rest of us out here rocking Infinity Stones. What are you doing? Dude, it was so good. We were like in the theater, and do you know the part like when like it's like Captain America and he's like, I'm gonna take on.
Well, first of all, let's just say this: if an angry mob comes after us for the spoilers, you will protect
That's
me.
fine.
But
That's fine.
okay.
We'll be okay.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay. So Captain America.
Okay, so he's like standing there and he's like, I'm gonna take on Thanos' army myself. And then you're like, oh my gosh, Captain America, how are you gonna do this? Oh, he's gonna die. And then out of nowhere, all the Avengers start like teleporting in and they're like, hello, we're here. And he's like, I got my squad with me. Y'all thought it was just me? Y'all thought it was just me? Nah, I got my crew. And bro, and then they're running at each other. I thought the movie was gonna end right there. I was like, literally every Avenger on the planet and all their homies are like about to attack Thanos and all his homies, and I literally like I was like I cannot comprehend how they could like fit all of this on the movie screen because this is about to be like too epic. I was like they can't they're just gonna let our imagination run and they're gonna end it because we can't physically take in all of this epicness. Literally this was my thought. I was like, oh, the movie's about to end because like they're running at each other, they can't capture this, and then they did.
Yeah.
And they captured it so well. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be a superhero.
Yeah, no, I felt the same way. I did not want the movie to end, and even though it's 3 hours or
I was
close
like,
to
let's
it,
get
I
4.
could have kept going.
Yeah, no, I definitely could.
So, what would your superpower be if you could
You know,
join the
so
Marvel Cinematic
I've
Universe?
always said this. I do want to be a superhero. I would love to play superhero in a TV show or a movie. I'm gonna just keep
speaking into
saying it. I'm gonna
existence,
just
yes,
keep
you have to
saying
say
it
it.
till it catches the right ear.
Yes.
I would love to play a superhero, like a cool, like a young, like black Spider-Man type of situation. Not
Okay.
Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Like where it's just like a real person. Anyways, I feel like my power. I don't know. What would my power be? Either I'll be like stretchy because I'm tall, or I'll be able to like touch people and like make them like fall in love or something.
Aww. But you have to be careful with love, you know.
I know.
The genie in Aladdin warned us. He can't
did
make
say.
you fall in love with
He did
anybody.
say, okay, but
you know,
we
he
can't
can do a lot for
we can't
you.
spoil. Wait, Aladdin. People know Aladdin. I was about to say we can't spoil Aladdin. Wait.
I'm sure there's a generation of children who don't know Aladdin yet. But
No,
hey.
I'm not okay. I need to go take a nap. Oh my God. that's
Okay,
funny.
so love. Well, you know what? I think maybe one of your major superpowers too is just making people smile.
Making
And then
people
you know
smile.
maybe
There
you're
you
already a
go.
superhero in your own right because you hit the stage and then everything just changes and you light up. So you've already got that unlocked. Okay, so is an album coming?
Yes. That's not even a
Talking,
question.
you know, you talked about funk. I mean, is that your style?
That's
Like
not
we've
even
seen
a-
you do
Yes,
covers
yeah,
of all these
yeah.
other amazing artists that you look up to. But what is an Uche album? What does that sound like?
That sounds like new funk. That sounds like new funk. And what I tried to do, and I hope people kind of grasp what I was trying to do on the show. So I tried to never really do the same type of song twice, if you didn't notice. And I also tried to do songs that feel like me. And so like when you finish watching the show, you're like, okay, we know what kind of music Uche is gonna put out. That was always behind my song choice. Would I actually put this song out? So if you think about it, finesse, play that funky music, figures, that style of soul, you know what I mean? Even that Eye to Eye song, that Disney song, I was like, these are all songs that I would put out. And so people can kind of get an idea of my artistry. I'm very funk, I'm very soulful, I'm still a little pop, hip hop influences. And so that's my sound. So I wanted people to get it, like be like, oh, this is Uche. Like that's why even for the Disney week, I chose Eye to Eye, because that's a song I would put out and not necessarily like one of like the ballads, like you'll be in my heart, you know what I mean, or like one of like the Aladdin song, A Whole
Right.
New World. Like I wouldn't actually put that song out, and I wanted to do a song.
So
that
you're
I would
staying
actually put
true
out.
to your vibe and who you are as an artist.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's my vibe, and I've been writing a lot. Like I was in the studio 2 weeks ago recording a song for Bootsy. He wrote me a song, and so we're currently trying to find some really fire producers. I met some at George's party. I met CeeLo there, and yeah, an album is definitely coming.
So you say you're trying to find producers. So could Houston producers, Houston musicians
Oh yeah,
need
you
to
guys
hit you up?
Hit me up if you can
No.
make some fire funk music. Slide in my DMs
For the music, right?
for the music. For the music.
your life. I mean, I shouldn't. So, okay,
Oh my God.
Mr. Hollywood, are you staying in Houston now, or are you going to, have to head off to maybe the West Coast or New
Yeah.
York or what have you? Even though Houston has its own vibrant music scene, and I don't know if a lot of people realize that or not, but do you have plans to stay here?
Yeah, no, I definitely have to move to LA, so that's gonna be something that's occurring. You guys know Nick Townsend from the show? Well, he's one of the guys that was on the show, so me and him are rooming up out in LA because he already lives there, and so I'm moving out. Gonna be moving out there. Still, I've been going back and forth a lot. I have to go like to New York a bunch, and George lives in Nashville or Tennessee, so I have to go to there to to work with him a bit. And then Bootsy lives in Cincinnati, so I've been flying a lot, but I'm gonna probably switch to being based out of LA. But that's not for like another 2 months.
Okay.
So I'm here now, doing my shows, working on the show for next week. And,
Right.
I still have a team here, and then we gotta get some stuff done. So.
Well, so when you're here, because you're from Sugarland, but when you're here in the Houston area, where can people run into you? Where do you go?
I'm super boring. So
I find that very hard to
really?
believe,
No,
but okay.
I literally just be at home working on content for y'all, like for Instagram, for working on scheduling stuff, rehearsing. I rehearse a lot. So I'm usually at some sort of rehearsal space, but if I'm not doing that and I have time to myself, I'm usually out. I go to the club. I like to dance. I'm not gonna lie. So you could probably catch me in Midtown in Montrose, uptown.
Okay, do you think that maybe you'll be hanging out around there not during the show, obviously, but after, before, anything like that?
Yeah, maybe. I have my show. We're having an after party. There might be an after party. We might hit up one of the spots. We'll see.
Are people starstruck when they see you?
Your homeboy Keaton was just now when I was coming over here to do this. That was really cool.
Many of us
He's
are extremely
adorable.
starstruck when Uche first walked through the door. We're like, oh my goodness! And on top
feel
of that,
special.
again, it's just because he's so tall.
I'm really tall.
And then, how tall are you?
I'm 6'6".
Okay, 6'6".
Yeah.
And you have an incredible style. Last time that you were here, you wore this fabulous. It was like a black.
The fur jacket, yeah,
fur
the fur
jacket
jacket,
or
yeah.
something like that. And now you have this great print shirt on, so it's no wonder.
Thank you.
But one of the other people or other things that is really important to you, along with the music, is your mom.
Yeah,
and
my
I wanted
mom
to make
is
sure you
dope.
got the chance to talk about her because you said it's her birthday today.
Yeah, it's her birthday today, and I'm so glad I got to say happy birthday to her because on the TV, because I hope that means a lot. But she means a lot to me. She's done so much. She's really worked hard to make sure her children have what they need. She flew back and forth to LA so much. She was, anytime I needed to talk, she was there. She's kind of low-key, kind of turned into a little bit of a momager, which I love. Because it's just especially for an African mom, music is not something that they ever see their kids doing. And so you're supposed to be a doctor or a lawyer. And for her to have so much support and show so much support for what I'm doing, she went out and was getting T-shirts last week for the show next week. She's I'll be at the table doing for merchandise when people are buying T-shirts and stuff. It's just incredible, and it's unheard of for an African mom to be so invested in their kid doing music. You know what I mean? That's just so. She's an outlier in that sense, and I love her because this is something that's been put on my heart to do by God, I feel and I think she gets it, and she's you know what, if that's his plan for you, and then I'm 100% here for it, and I'm gonna support you, because at the end of the day, I really, really, especially for an industry like this, I need my mom's support, because it can be hard.
Yeah.
It can be hard.
Well,
If
that's
I
a
wasn't
great
able to
one.
call my mom during Hollywood Week, I don't know what would have happened, so.
Well, and on top of that, you said you weren't initially going to, I guess, be in music. You wanted to do something else before you got
at first
into
I
this.
wanted to be a backup dancer, and then I realized that you have to be in the background to be a background dancer, and you also can't be 6'6".
You were just meant to just do your thing in the spotlight.
And I think it makes the most sense. And then I wanted to be an actor for a while, and I still do act. So that'll be fun to see how music and acting can kind of go hand in hand in the future. And then I was in choir for a long time, but then that was in the background too, and I didn't really like doing that. Singing in the big, the big sea of people swaying back and forth, singing my little doo-wop pop. I wanted to be in the front.
I mean, some sometimes they have solos. No,
So, you know, sometimes, and I would always try, and then I wouldn't get them, and I would be so sad. So I started my own band, and then that's kind
cool.
of where it kind of went from. Yeah. I started this band, and then actually Joe Jonas saw one of my performances and mentored me for a while and flew me out to LA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this was like
Okay.
when I was like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's very cool. Well, I've been looking down here, not because I'm not paying attention, but because I've been looking at some of the comments from so many people online right now, and everyone is.
This is like a Facebook Live.
Yeah.
I didn't know what this was.
Okay.
I literally had, hey, you guys.
Surprise!
Hi.
Yes. Yes. Say
We're live
hello.
on the internet. I literally had no idea what this was. I was just like, whatever you need. Hey, what's up, you guys? How are y'all? People are actually watching.
They are,
Oh my
and so
gosh.
many people are excited that you're here.
Yeah, you
they
guys
say
gonna come to the show next
congratulations.
week? Thank you so much.
Jewel
Thank you so
says
much.
she thinks you did an awesome job on Idol and keep up the
Aw.
good work, and that if she had
Thank
your
you,
voice,
Jewel.
she would not stop
Aw.
at Idol. So a lot of people want to see you keep going. It looks like.
I'm gonna do it. You know, God's got a plan, and I can't wait for all of us to see what He does next. Also, y'all gonna come to the show next week? Y'all come through. Let's turn up. You can get your tickets at warehouselive.com. That's where you can get all your tickets. The general admission's like $20, and then we got the VIP package for the after party. Y'all know, y'all can turn up with me.
Yes. So if you guys have any questions for Uche, feel free to drop them in here because we're still
Yeah.
on. But again, a lot of people just congratulating, saying that you are amazing and full of life. We
Thank
need more
you.
spirits like you in this world. And I have to say, I think I agree.
Yeah, I'm a little bit extra.
No, you know, that's okay. That's okay because you never know who you can help lift up whenever
Yeah.
they're not feeling too
and
great
I've
or
gotten
what have
some
you.
really nice messages from people who have just been like, hey, like, I loved seeing you like on there just smiling and being yourself. It kind of made my day better, and you know, stuff like that really it's nice. It's nice to know that like I can affect somebody positively or make somebody smile. And even whenever I see people or people recognize me, like when I'm just out and about, I love to make them smile. You know what I mean? I love to see them light up, to feel like I've kind of made somebody's day. Like that's what this is all for. You know what I
Right.
mean? And even in my degree, like I got a degree in psychology to help people and to help make people feel better. And so if I can do that with just being Uche and doing music, and even sometimes people freak out, like if I go to their Instagrams and like a couple pictures, they're like, oh my gosh, like if like a couple likes can make somebody's day, like I'm still here for it. So
Well, knowing what the industry is like, what advice do you have for people who are trying to do this? Because it's not easy, and it's certainly not even everybody makes it onto American Idol to audition, let alone get as far.
honestly, I think like y'all already know I'm all about God, so I would say always keep God first, because I don't know how I would have got through it without Him. I'm just being real. I don't know how I would have got through it without Him. My voice was gone Hollywood Week. My voice was gone. I was going home on that third round of Hollywood Week, and I really got I literally got on my face on the floor, and I like prayed, and my voice came back, and it was wild. That's one. Two, I would really say work on your craft, get better, make sure like you know who you are. I always say study your history. You know, Melanie was like, how do you know Bootsy Collins and George Clinton? You're so young. It's because I studied my history, and I wanted to see who came before me trying to do this music that I love so much. And if you can kind of understand who you are as an artist, then when you get on a show like Idol, or you get in the industry where everyone is somebody, and they all have opinions, and they all feel like you should do something, you should do this, you should do that, because they've worked with whoever. Like if you know yourself, then you're able to be like, well, that's not really me in particular. You know what I mean? That I get it. Like I know you've worked with everybody, but you haven't worked with me yet, and I'm this. And like if I didn't know who I was, like y'all, the dance break and finesse, that wouldn't have happened. That would not have happened, because you know they were like, you know, we don't know, and I was like, well, this performance is called This Is Me, and if you come to an Uche concert, you're gonna get a dance break. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be dancers, like it's gonna be like on nights 5, 6, 7, 8, because that's what I do. Y'all gonna get a dance break on Friday. You know what I mean? Like
So work out, do what you need to do,
yeah.
stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, because I might bring y'all up on stage. Like you know who you are as an artist, and really be solidified in that. And I think those are my two biggest things. And then learn how to write. Learn how to write so you can make your money, because
Because songwriting
the money is
is
in the
really
writing.
where it's
Yeah,
at, right?
The money is in the writing. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us,
Thank
for
you.
taking this time to be with us.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me.
Of course.
I feel so special. I'm like, just Uche.
You are more than just Uche. We are so glad that you stay true to who you are. And by the way, I want you to know that I was looking at the comments and you said you're so extra, and one person said, you know what, extra is good. So
thank
extra
you.
is good. There's nothing wrong with being a little extra
Yeah.
sometimes. Y'all have a great Friday.
Bye, you guys. That was fun.